Next up is Blade, the series. Those of you who know me may be surprised by this choice, since I'm not an unqualified fan of the Blade movie trilogy, like the original. But like the Alien Nation series, which dove headfirst into the premise hinted at by its parent film, and thus stayed true to its roots while establishing its own identity, Blade, the series, was determined to be its own bad self, from the first frame of the pilot to the conclusion of its 13th and final episode. The series is the story of Krista Starr, a tough but hot Iraqi vet hell-bent on discovering who murdered her troubled brother Zach. Her investigation leads to a wealthy Detroit socialite named Marcus Van Sciver, who just happens to be the absolute ruler of the local vampire. Trying to kill Sciver, she encounters Blade, a human vampire hybrid who lives to exterminate everything with pointy teeth. The two enter into an uneasy alliance. Peril alliance to bring down Sciver, which becomes all the more perilous when the uber vamp takes a shine to hot Krista and turns her. Krista struggles to adjust to life as a bloodsucker and double agent while simultaneously fighting unwanted romantic feelings for the charming Marcus. This series was dark, it was brutal, and it was relentlessly violent, not to mention explicit, almost to the point of gratuitousness, with both its gore and its sex. And oftentimes it was difficult to find a sympathetic character anywhere. Blade, who speaks in a growl and has 3 facial expressions, sneer, snarl, and glare, is a borderline psychopath and not always easy to root for. He doesn't just kill vampires, he kills their human servants, the familiars, and he often does it with a great deal of sadism. In one sequence, for example, he impales a nude blonde familiar with the remark, "Be a good pet and stay," and then proceeds to cut the eye out of a second familiar, quipping, "Don't worry, I only need one." The truth is that Blade is more than a bit of a bully, somewhere to the right of Wolverine and only just short of the Punisher in terms of his obsessive, pitiless fanaticism. But moral flaws aside, this show was a beautiful aesthetic experience. The costume design and set design, lighting, cinematography, writing, and most of the acting were all executed at the level of a mid-budget feature film. Ending with a cliffhanger of sorts after 13 episodes, a second season was regarded as a fait accompli. It was already just expected to happen, but the series was unexpectedly canceled, probably due more to its production costs than its modest ratings. It's too bad. The world of Blade was rich and complex and deserved more time and much more exploration.